Thank you for joining us for the Teamsters member update again. My name is Rob Atkinson, and I'm the Teamsters National UPS Contract Campaign Coordinator. You'll get a chance again today to hear from our General President and General Secretary Treasurer, as well as 3 rank and file members from our National Negotiating Committee. Tonight's call is to update members about the state of negotiations and our next step as we shift from non-economic to economic bargaining. During the call, if you have any questions you'd like to share, please type and submit them in the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. Again, use the Q&A box specifically to share those questions. After the update, we'll try to take as many questions from members on the call. To kick things off, it's my privilege to introduce our General President, Sean O'Brien. Sean?
Thank you very much, and thank you for joining this member update. We've got thousands on the call, like Rob said. Our last update was 2 weeks ago, June 7th. We've made big progress before June 7th and since June 7th. To date, we have 55 total tentative agreements. We've made some big gains, made some big demands, and got some good results, including air conditioning in the vehicles to come and lots more. We're proud to report we dropped our economic package on the company today. It is the largest, most expensive economic package in U.S. labor history. Our committee has been working very hard developing this economic package, and I'm convinced, and I am clear to UPS that we will get the best contract. The economic proposal comprised of 23 pages, demanding big raises for everyone, no matter what classification you work in, whether you're full-time or part-time. We're proposed to improve pension benefits. We've put protections on health and welfare benefits. We're asking for big money because you have all made this company the success it is. We'll run through all the TAs in just a bit, but you will hear from our rank and file members on the committee. We have surveys coming out. I believe it's going to be on the app. We're starting practice picketing very shortly. We've got contract action team trainings ongoing. You'll hear more about this later on in the call. But again, I want to thank you all for participating in these calls. We want everybody to stay engaged. We want you to utilize the Teamster app for daily updates. We want to keep building communication networks. We need all of you in this fight. To kick things off and share a few words, I want to welcome Brandy Harris, a hardworking part-time clerical person at UPS out of Local 174 in Washington State. Welcome, Sister Harris.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Brandy Harris from Local 174, representing JC28. Basically, I just want to thank everybody at home for holding it down strong. You guys are helping us put a lot of pressure on the company. They are feeling it with the strike authorization votes and with the parking lot rallies. They only care about the shareholders, not us, the people who make this company run. We are the ones who help them make their $1 billion. We are the ones on the front line during COVID. We deserve so much more. And in their eyes, we are not essential. We are just workers building their dividend. So I just want to say, stay strong, brothers and sisters, keep up the great work. You are the best secret weapon in our arsenal. Together, we're going to get a great contract out of this. I'm so excited. And I'm throwing it back to the SOB himself, Sean O'Brien.
Thank you very much, Sister Harris. Let's review the tentative agreements achieved so far. Remember, subject to member review and ratification. Right now, currently, as I stated earlier, we have 55 tentative agreements reached so far. That is the most tentative agreements we've had, and we've not even done bargaining yet. And they are all favorable for our members. After 20 full days of bargaining, we've been very aggressive. We've never done this process as efficiently as we have in the last 20 days. We've got a great committee comprised of, more importantly, our rank and file members and leaders from around the country. We'll run through all the non-economic TAs. First, revisit the summary of the TAs reported on June 7th. And then we're going to go through all the new TAs as of June 20th. So here's a previous summaries of the TAs that we reviewed on June 7th. Article 1, Section 1, recognition, union shop, and checkoff. Stewards can remain on the clock for actual time spent in the orientation. This will give stewards more paid time to spend with new employees to educate them on the benefits of joining the union. Article 6, Section 4, technological change. New language that prevents the introduction of drones, driverless vehicles, platooning, or shifting for the duration of this contract. This agreement would require UPS to meet with the Teamsters at least 45 days before any proposed change in technology, and if we couldn't agree, it would go to Article 8 and arbitration. Article 6, Section 5, hourly training. Increase the training premiums added to your pay for hourly trainers, doubling it from an extra 50 cents to $1 more per hour. Article 6, Section 6, technology and discipline. We've changed the language to prevent UPS from issuing any discipline, even a warning letter, based solely on technology. Under this article, the Teamsters have stopped the installation of driver-facing cameras and forced the company to prove to the union that such cameras are disabled. Forward-facing cameras do currently exist, but our new language will ensure UPS can't use the data they collect for discipline. Our brothers and sisters that serve in the military in Article 15, we have new language that restores all paid time off for members returning from military duty. Article 17, paid for time. This increased penalties for UPS for committing payroll errors, not correcting them, or taking too long to try and fix them. Article 22, Section 6, part-time employee transfer. Part-timers would have the ability now to transfer to another UPS location for non-educational purposes. Article 26, Section 6, short post. We negotiated new rules that will increase the number of packages put back on our cars by reducing size limitation for a short post package. We also want language that increases the percentage of short post packages to be redirected to our drivers each year from 42% to 50% by the end of the contract. These two gains alone will put millions of packages back onto our package cars, creating thousands of new Teamster jobs. Article 36, non-discrimination. We added gender identity, sexual orientation, and any other class protected by law. Article 38, change of operations. Job vacancies created by a change of operation will now be offered to Teamsters and all other facilities in the jurisdiction of any given local union before UPS hires off the street. Article 39, trailer repair shop. This would confirm that the expiration coincides with the expiration of the National Master Agreement. Articles 37, Section 1, harassment. Increase the potential monetary penalty for UPS for harassment cases from 3 days pay to 5 days pay. Article 26, Section 2, old freight runs. We eliminated any reference to UPS freight and LHD runs. Article 43, Section 2, sleeper team operations. We increase allowance and reimbursement penalties from $50 to $100 for each rest period when UPS cannot provide lodging. Article 43, premium service guidelines. Requires sleeper team work rules to be developed where sleeper teams are running. Also requires leased equipment to be consistent with contractual requirements. Article 16, Section 4, maternity and paternity leave. Requires UPS to provide proper location with privacy and reasonable break time for breastfeeding purposes. Article 18, Section 14, package car. Traction tape will be installed in all package cars added to the fleet within the past 14 years. Article 20, Section 5, identification. Requires all UPS management personnel to wear ID badges and provide their name upon request. Article 18, Section 8.2, non-driving employees. All inside employees now will be allowed to have their cell phones inside the facility without the requirement to have management approval. Let's cover all the new TAs since June 7th. Remember, a total of 55 non-economic TAs so far, 0 concessions. We've cleaned up a lot of small language as well. We've established more inclusive language to better respect our members. Additional TAs that we reached since June 7th. Article 3, recognition, union shop, and checkoff. A joint dues committee will meet and develop an electronic membership and dues checkoff form that will be presented to potential new employees during the application and orientation process. Article 8, national grievance procedure. Cases in Section 1, cases involving only national language may now be filed directly to the National Grievance Panel to help speed up the grievance process. Section 7, 4 more arbitrators will also be added to the Western Region Panel. Article 10, loss and damage. Section 3, employees experience vandalism or theft to their vehicles while parked in a designated employee parking lot will be eligible for reimbursement from the company up to $500 to offset what insurance does not cover. Article 12, polygraphs and time clocks. A new UPS payroll system will be developed by January 2026 that will provide employees with access to start and finish times, pay codes, pay amounts, scheduled time off, and the time, date, and nature of any alterations made by management. So we'll get real-time updates, and we'll be able to see if any management as we refer to them, white collar crime syndicates are playing with your time cards. Air conditioning. This is the biggest gain we've got so far. One of the biggest demands our members had. Article 18, safety and health. Section 14, package cars. All vans, pushbacks, fuel trucks, package cars, shifting units, and 24-foot box fans after January 2024 shall be equipped with air conditioning. Single fans will be installed in all package cars within 30 days of ratification, and a second fan will be installed no later than June 1st, 2024. Air-conditioned package cars will first be allocated to Zone 1, which is the hottest areas of the country. All model year 2023 and beyond package cars and vans will be delivered with factory-installed heat shield and air induction vents for the package compartment, reducing the heat within these package cargo areas. Within 18 months of ratification, all package cars will be retrofitted with heat shields and air induction vents. Again, to make certain that those cargo areas are well ventilated and the heat stays down. A package car heat committee will be established within 10 days of ratification for the purpose of studying methods of venting and insulating the package compartment. A decision must be made by October of 2024, or the issue will be submitted to the grievance procedure. The company will replace at least 28,000 package cars and vans during the life of this contract. Article 26, competition, Section 5. Package car drivers may volunteer to work over 60 hours in a 70-hour work week, but will not be forced to do so allowed under the current contract. Volunteers will be paid double time for all hours worked over 60. Article 27, emergency reopening, new Section 2, now requires company to bargain with the union over the effects on a national level regarding if we ever see, and hopefully we don't, another pandemic. Article 37, 9.5, harassment committee, Section 1B, reduce the notice required for an 8-hour request from 5 calendar days to 3 work days. Double the penalty for 8-hour request violation from 2 hours straight to 2 hours at double time. Require the company to adjust the driver's dispatch before their start time. The company is also required to make further adjustments during the day to ensure the driver completes their day in 8 hours, provided the driver notifies them by 1 p.m. Section 1C, for the first time, allows monetary penalties for over-dispatched drivers on the 2 remaining days of the week, requires elevated meetings within 45 days of filing, and also increased penalties for 9.5 violations after the elevated meetings to quadruple time. Yes, you heard that right, quadruple time. Section 3, the company must give drivers a 24-hour notice before a supervisor's ride, including the reason for the ride, and must provide such documentation of the ride to the driver and the steward. Article 40, Air Committee. This is an article that has probably been the most neglected over the last 3 negotiations, and I'm proud to say we made some great changes. We still have some more to go once we get further into the economic package. Article 40, Air Committee, Section 1D. Full-time air drivers will receive time and a half for a 6th or 7th punch. Section 1J, part-time bid air drivers will have a 3.5-hour guarantee when working on a holiday. Section 1A5, when feasible, full-time employees will pick up drop boxes, and the size of the drop box will not be increased without approval from the union. Section 6, wages. Upon ratification, de-ice employees at air hubs and gateways will receive an additional $1 per hour. Pushbacks will receive an additional 75 cents per hour, and begin in January 26, 2026, K-loaders will receive an additional 50 cents per hour for the duration of their shift. So if you qualify for any of these monies, you will receive them for the entire shift, even if you work 20 minutes at them. Premium Service Committee, Article 26, competition, Section 1A. All service enhancement projects removing loads from the rail must now be approved by the Premium Service Committee. The definition of temporary has been reduced from 1 year to 6 months. The company must designate an area for contractors to drop and pick up loads and review this with the local union. Outside peak, they can only remain on property, the gypsies, for 1 hour. During peak, only 4 hours. When this time limit expires, they must leave the property. Section 1D, Premium Services, new section. The employer may not subcontract feeder work if a qualified feeder driver is on layoff or displaced from the classification. Section 6, removal of loads from the rail. Deletion of an entire section that allowed the subcontracting of our feeder work over the past 5 years after they trained and hired 2,000 sleeper teams. Article 43, Premium Services, Section 1A. After the bidding process is concluded, unfilled sleeper bids will now be offered to all facilities within the local union which have feeder drivers displaced, laid off, or working out of classification. Section 1B, no sleeper runs will be allowed which do not pull loads a minimum 550 miles on the initial leg of the run. Section 2, any subcontracting of new custom contracts must be approved by the union. Section 4, all mileage layover runs, sleeper runs, or mileage turn runs must be approved by the Premium Service Committee. At Article 43, Premium Service Guidelines, maximum wait time at furthest point for sleeper drivers reduced from 2 hours to 1 hour and no more than a total of 1 hour for the week. Safety and Health Committee. This committee worked tirelessly to get some major changes and some great improvements for our members. Article 16, leave of absence, Section 3.3. If a DUI citation later results in a non-conviction, the employee may appeal to be released from the aftercare program. Section 6, employees will retain 2 weeks of vacation time that is not subject to be taken for FMLA. Prior contract, the employer could take all but 1 week. Article 18, Safety and Health Equipment, Section 7. The company must remove sales and allow feeder drivers to inspect the loads if they dispute the percentage. Section 11, mirrors. The employer must lease and rent vehicles with backup cameras where available. Section 16, noise abatement. Occupational noise assessment will be conducted at all new or retrofitted automated facilities. Section 18, vehicle and personal safety. The National Safety and Health Committee shall meet within 120 days to develop a program for preventing dog bites. Section 22, incompatible package handling. Irregular, incompatible, or over 70-pound packages shall not be commingled with regular packages on a moving belt or slide. Section 24, the union will now also monitor conditions in and around work areas to prevent issues such as egress. Section 27, a heat illness prevention plan must be established and implemented by the company. The plan will be available to all employees. This plan includes providing adequate potable drinking water for each shift, a 1-gallon insulated water jug for all drivers, adequate number of ice machines, installation of additional minimum 18,000 fans in buildings, and a minimum of 2,500 water fountains. Article 20, examination and identification fees, Section 5. Employees will be paid up to 2 hours straight time for airport badging. Article 35, employees' bail, license, substance, and alcohol testing. Section 3.13, disciplinary action. A positive, reasonable cause test for a non-driving employee will now result in a warning letter plus rehab for the first offense. Warning letter and rehab for the second offense outside of 5 years, for the first and a third offense may be a dischargeable offense. That's the 55 tenant agreement so far, but we've got a ton of work to do. We are committed, and we've told the company today that they need to be available from now to finish if they are serious about getting this agreement. And I've been clear with the company. It's our intention to get the best agreement for our members. And if UPS does not give our members the best contract, then UPS will be striking themselves. Now, UPS currently is reviewing our economic package now. We hopefully expect to return to the table sometime tomorrow. We're asking for big things. We're demanding many changes, and we're demanding the best contract for the most important people. That's our rank and file members who go to work every day and grind it out for this company. And look, the company knows that they owe you big. Don't forget, whether you're a part-timer, whether you're a full-timer, or whatever you do at UPS, you were the ones that took total disregard for your safety, your health through the most difficult times, the pandemic, and you provided goods and services, but more importantly, you provided UPS with $100 billion in earnings. Now it's time to take what we deserve, and we are going to get the best agreement. I'd like to share some more experience about what it's like at the table because it's fascinating. I know a lot of people don't know the process, but I want to welcome another Teamster to the call who has been at the table. He's a rank and file member. He's out of one of the greatest locals in the country, Local 25. I want you to say a big hello to John Juicewitz out of Local 25. Welcome, Juice.
Thank you, Sean. It's an honor to be on the National Negotiating Committee. My name is John Juskowitz. I'm from Teamsters Local 25 in Boston, Massachusetts. I'm the chief steward for Chelmsford, the largest facility in New England. I represent about 1,500 Teamsters in that building. The national negotiations have been an eye-opening experience. It's been good to have my voice heard at the table when we're talking with the company. I've been on the inside committee where our sole task was Article 3, Section 7, trying to fix supervisors working. UPS came in on the first day and agreed that it was a problem, the supervisors work, and they said they were going to fix it. We came up with, our committee came up with all kinds of solutions, came up with creative ways to try to address this problem. UPS had no interest in any of our solutions. All of their solutions involved reducing penalties, trying to give more steps for the steward in filing a grievance, trying to reduce timelines. So they weren't interested. And we told them, all right, then we're just going to increase penalties. So that's why we went from triple time to quadruple time. And I would also like to, it's my pleasure to welcome my brother from Local 38 in Washington State, Brother Joel Palabrica. He's my new friend, and it's a pleasure to meet you, Joel.
Thank you, Brother Juice. My name is Joel Palabrica. I'm a 23-year part-timer on the preload. Shout out to Local 38 and JC 28. Thanks to everyone who came out for the strike vote authorization. That had a big impact on the company, and hopefully that changes their attitude towards us and give us a contract that we deserve. And those that didn't come out to vote, we need to make sure we get them involved. And us as Teamsters, we're united. We're stronger united as one, right? So, and being a rank and file here at the negotiations has been a blessing. Knowing that we have firsthand knowledge of how these proposals are going, and being in the room and giving direct firsthand experiences onto the proposals that have been being put out towards the company has been amazing. And shout out to all the part-timers out there. You guys doing a great job. We're fighting hard for you guys to get the best contract that we deserve. And this is our time. So as part-timers, we need to show up and show out and let the company know that we're united. And make sure on Fridays, don't forget to wear your red to show solidarity, all right? And right now, I'd like to welcome another rank and filer and fellow UPS preloader. Please welcome Brother Robert Hyde out of Local 150, Sacramento, California.
Thank you, Brother Joel. I appreciate it. Again, my name is Robert Hyde out of Local 150, Sacramento. I just wanted to take a second to talk about the overwhelming sense of brotherhood and camaraderie that I felt out here. I've met Teamster brothers and sisters from all across the country, everywhere from Puerto Rico up to Delaware, Chicago, and all of us we've been working very diligently together, sharing our experiences in a joint effort to get the best contract for our members. And it's that solidarity here and back home that's going to push us past the goal line and win us that fight for the contract that we are owed and that we deserve. So thank you all again for being on this call, and stay strong in this fight. For more updates, welcome back, Sean.
Thank you very much, Brother Hyde. Look, so what's next? Bargaining is going to continue 7 days a week, as I stated earlier, till we get this thing done. And if we don't get it done, then we're going to hit the streets. I told UPS today across the table that they've got two roads they can go down. They can go down one where they don't give us what we deserve and they don't concede to our demands, then they're going to put themselves on strike. Or they have another road where they reward the people that have made them a success. The ball's in their court. And we were clear. We told them through this process, we are going to leave everything we've got on the field to make certain that we get the best contract our members have ever seen. Again, we'll be back at it tomorrow, hopefully. But the one thing we need to focus on and we need to be committed on is we have to be united through this process, especially when we're at the table. That means while your committee is at the table, we need your support. We need your support in the field. We need to achieve the greatest contract in history. We are setting the tone for the entire labor movement across this country. And we need your support. We need you out there day in and day out, practicing picketing, making certain UPS understands how serious we are in the event that we got to put their asses on the street. We need you attending contract action team meetings so that you're staying informed. You understand the strategy. You understand the commitment. Stay prepared to take this company on. This fight is solely depends on our will, courage, and conviction, but most importantly, unity among our rank and file members. And to talk more about practice picketing and more campaign updates, I want to welcome the greatest General Secretary Treasurer in the history of the Teamsters, my partner, but more importantly, my friend, Fred Zuckerman.
Thank you, Sean. And good evening and welcome, brothers and sisters. We appreciate you being on the call. Like the General President said, we delivered the economic package to UPS today. Bargaining has been serious, very successful, and we've made major progress on non-economic items. Now it's time to get deadly serious. We're fighting for big things and tons of money, and we're not afraid to admit it. UPS knows that we mean business. We need to do a few things to maintain maximum leverage. One, and you've already done it, you voted 97% to authorize a strike at UPS. That is unbelievable turnout and an incredible result. This is a mandate for UPS to take us seriously. We don't want to go on strike, but if we do, UPS will be striking themselves. The second thing, fill out a new economic bargaining poll. The poll will be available on the UPS Teamsters app tomorrow, and it will be available through the end of the week. Many of you have filled out polls and surveys over the past year. We need to hear from you again on economic priorities. We've got a historic package before UPS. We need your ongoing support and involvement. You will see push notifications tomorrow. All members need to download the UPS Teamsters app. Fill out the brief survey and stay active. Third and final thing, get ready for practice picketing. Contract action team trainings have been going on since April. Thousands of UPS Teamsters have participated in locals all across the country, have hosted trainings. In the days and weeks ahead, trainings will identify strike captains. Now, this doesn't mean you're going on strike. What it means is we will be ready to strike if it's necessary. Locals will begin practice picketing this week and more practice picketing this weekend, next week, and beyond. All of your locals are receiving materials now. Get out there and stay engaged. You will have the do's and don'ts from your local on practice pickets. Follow these rules. They are important and they will keep you safe. And remember, we are not on strike, not yet. That's up to UPS. But we will be ready. It's time to put in the hard work and get this job done. Let's show UPS who they are messing with. Stay strong, have each other's backs, and together we're going to win this fight. Please welcome back Rob Atkinson.
Thank you, Fred. We appreciate those updates. Please check the UPS Teamsters app tomorrow to participate in the economic bargaining poll. Also, stay tuned each and every day for important updates about negotiations and campaign events around the country. Also, please remind your fellow members about the importance of downloading, refreshing, and keeping the UPS Teamsters app on their phones. This is the best, most direct, and immediate way to receive day-to-day updates about the progress of negotiations. Lots of questions have come across in the Q&A box. We want to get to as many of those as remaining time allows. Okay, this one's from Abamil Ortez. The most asked question I'm receiving from members, if a strike is implemented, when will the membership be notified?
Well, if a strike will not be implemented, a strike's only going to happen if UPS doesn't come to their senses and give us what our members demand. However, if we come to an impasse and or UPS drops a last best final offer, we have to vote it through our membership. Remember, we already got 97% strike authorization from our members, but there will be a process where we would have to get the contract. And if it's not something that our members deserve or what they want, we will not recommend it, vote it down, and then strike immediately. If the company does not, we don't come to an agreement beyond August 1st, we are not working beyond August 1st with the agreement. So that's usually how this is going to happen. Again, like our General Secretary Treasurer stated, we are committed to getting the best deal. But if UPS doesn't want to give us the best deal, they again will be striking themselves.
Thank you for that question, Abimel. This next one's from Corey New. What about catch-up raises for longtime employees? Right now, an employee walking in off the street is making a couple dollars less than me, and I've been with the company for 19 years.
We have a proposal to reward longtime part-timers above and beyond the general wage increase. That is a longevity proposal that gives people more money for years of service.
Okay, great question, Corey. Thank you for that. The next question is from David Tobias. I hope I said your last name right. Are we going to try and reduce the progression time at all?
There is a proposal to reduce the progression from 48 months to 24 months.
So basically, the question was, Christopher Shaw wanted to know about the NDAs, and he was concerned about the NDAs and people not being able to discuss what's happening in the negotiations.
Yeah, so the reason why we signed the NDAs is to preserve the integrity of the negotiations. We don't need information leaked out during the negotiation process, because as negotiations progresses, things change. And if you release things too early in the process, members or anybody else are going to hear things that may not be the same at the end of the negotiations, at the end of when we finally sign a tentative agreement. So that's the purpose of having the NDAs. We have been very transparent in the negotiations, holding these webinars, expressing or explaining the proposals that we've agreed to after they have been negotiated. So I hope that answered your question, Rob.
This next question is coming from Joe Ament. Will there be enough time to get through the remaining economic items before August 1st?
Well, that's entirely up to the company. Our committee is prepared. We're sitting waiting for the company to respond. They have a comprehensive proposal on the table, and we are committed to working 7 days a week, day and night, to get this thing done. So from our perspective, on our side, we can get it done on time. Now it's up to the company and how serious they're going to be about it.
Great question, Joe. This next one is from Patrick Gaines. You talk about everything we are getting. What have we compromised on? We can't realistically get everything we want. So what are we giving in on?
Well, to answer that question, we haven't given in on anything. And if you think that we have to give things away to get things, we don't view negotiations like that. Our members have sacrificed a lot to keep this company profitable and successful. And as a result, we demand that the company treat our members very well, and we don't have to give things back to get the things that we need to get our members.
All right. Well, so this next question is from John Castelli. Has UPS acknowledged anything other than saying, we received your proposal on the 22-4 position to go away? Will 22-4 members become RPCDs?
We have made commitments to our members that 22-4 issue is a strike issue. We are not going to agree to any contract. It's a two-tier wage system. We've made it very clear to UPS. And when we are successful of getting rid of 22-4s, everybody will be classified as RPCDs, paid the same and treated the same and afforded all the protections under the current agreement.
All right, great question. This next one's from Brandon Flores. Will eliminating some of the short posts create more full-time routes?
Yes, as we stated earlier in the review, we have upped the percentages of what UPS can deliver, which is going to create more and more packages back on the package car. We did a lot of work in the short post to ensure that we capture as many packages back onto these cars, which we believe and we know as a result of the changes we made with short post, that will put millions upon millions of packages back on the cars.
This was kind of a compilation question, Kevin Porter being one of the people that asked this question. And it is, will a list of these tentative agreements be made available in print so that we may share with the members at our building? And some of the other people said, will all of this information be made available in a list or in writing? It's a lot of information.
Absolutely. When it goes out for a vote, everybody will get a copy of what has been agreed to, what it has been tentatively agreed to before you vote on it.
There was one question that somebody had asked, and I wanted to get your take on that one as well. It was from Christopher Shaw, and to restate it again, it was, can you please discuss why it is that the supplemental negotiators are bound by NDAs from discussing details of their negotiations?
Look, we've done great work with coordinated messaging, making certain that the messaging was coordinated so that the right information was getting out there and not disseminated, which would put our negotiating team at risk of executing a strategy that's been completely successful. So I know that all the information has been put out by the supplemental co-chairs to their members. We gave directive to review all the changes. So there was no intention to have a brownout. It was strictly a strategic move that proved to be a great move. And we've obviously made some tremendous gains, and we're going to continue to do that.
Thanks again, Sean, for that great answer. And thank you all to all the members who submitted questions today. Unfortunately, we've run out of time. Thanks to everyone for taking the time tonight to join this call. Please do your part to stay involved and active during the upcoming actions in and around your barns. As always, you can find more updates on the UPS Teamsters app and through the International Union's social media accounts. Thank you again. This concludes today's bargaining update. Have a great night.